the third week of Advent we gather here. Gaudete Sunday, our hearts filled with cheer. Rejoice, rejoice.
Okay, so today we're gonna really get into this fascinating idea.
Okay.
It's Gaudete Sunday,
Yeah.
and diving deep into, the whole concept of finding joy,
Yes.
even while you're waiting for something.
It is kind of a paradox.
Yeah, it really is.
By the way.
Yeah, Gaudete Sunday, it's like this little burst of celebration.
Right in the middle of Advent.
Right in the middle of
Yeah.
Advent, which is usually,
A more somber.
subdued.
Yeah. Contemplative.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so, we've got some pretty vibrant source material here.
We do.
Lots of images and even some texts that really highlight this shift.
It's interesting to see that.
Yeah, from that, quiet contemplation
Right.
to a real celebration.
Yes. Very much a celebration.
So what I'm really hoping we can unpack today is
Okay.
how does this Gaudete Sunday
Yeah.
really capture that
That essence of joy.
the essence of joy.
Yeah.
But also tie it into this idea of waiting, of anticipation.
Exactly. Because it's not just wait, it's joyful waiting.
Joyful waiting.
Yes. And that's where I think it gets really interesting.
Yeah, and I think visually one of the things that just really stands out is that pink candle
Of course, the pink candle. Yes.
on the Advent wreath.
I mean, it really is striking.
It is.
You have those traditional purple candles.
Right.
And then all of a sudden,
Bam.
this burst of rose color.
Yeah, and I know from a historical perspective,
Yeah.
pink has been associated with joy.
Yeah. For centuries.
Centuries, right?
Especially in the liturgical tradition.
And so
it represents,
what do you think? Is it that visual reminder
I think it is,
that really kind of
it's that visual cue
Yeah.
that something is different.
Right.
This is special.
this is the special?
This is a celebration.
Yeah.
And I think it really embodies that sense of hope
Right.
that is so central to Gaudete Sunday.
Yeah. So we're not just waiting.
No.
We're waiting with this sense of
Of joyful anticipation, of knowing that something good is coming.
yeah. And, looking at some of these images
Yes,
in the source material, it really brings that to life.
it does.
One image in particular
Okay.
shows this family. They're gathered around.
Yeah.
Got mugs of hot cocoa.
Oh, that's nice.
And they're toasting.
yeah,
And their faces are just lit up
with joy.
with joy.
You can just feel
And it's
all the warmth.
It's that warmth.
Yeah, emanating from the image.
It's emanating from the image. It's you can feel it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then there's another one that I thought was really interesting.
Okay.
Which is this little kid,
Okay.
completely fascinated by the Advent wreath,
Oh, that's cute.
right? And it's they're so full of energy.
Yeah.
And it's you can tell that they're excited about something.
And that energy is infectious.
It is.
It just kind of spills over into the whole scene.
Yeah, you look at it and you kind of can't help but smile. Yeah, and I think those images
Yeah.
really capture that
That essence of Gaudete Sunday.
that childlike wonder and excitement,
Right.
which I think is so important.
Because it reminds us
Yeah,
to approach the season
Yeah.
with that same sense of
of joy and
wonder and excitement.
yeah,
Yeah, not to get bogged down
Right,
in,
yeah.
the hustle and bustle and the commercialism of it all.
right. It's about something deeper.
It is.
Yeah, and I think that's what I think is so cool
Okay.
about Gaudete Sunday.
Yeah.
Is that it really emphasizes
Okay.
the meaning behind the word Gaudete,
It does.
which is rejoice.
It's choice, exactly. And it's not just a suggestion.
It's a command.
It's an imperative. It's
Yeah. Rejoice.
you must rejoice.
Yeah.
This is something to be celebrated.
Yeah, and it's not just about presents
Yeah.
or parties.
No, it's much deeper than that.
Yeah, there's this one line
Okay.
in the source material that really stood out to me.
Okay.
It says, "The pink flame whispers to us,
Ooh.
rejoice. The light is near. The joy is here."
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's like poetry.
It is beautiful imagery.
Yeah, it's not just about, the external stuff.
No.
It's about an internal shift.
Right. It's about recognizing that the light of Christ is already breaking into the world.
Yeah, and that's a message that
Yeah.
I think anyone can connect with.
I think so too.
Regardless of your
background.
your faith background or anything like that.
Because we all experience
Right.
periods of waiting in our lives.
Yeah, we're always waiting for something.
Always hoping for something good to happen.
Right, and Gaudete Sunday is saying
You don't have to put your joy on hold while you wait.
You can find joy in the waiting.
Exactly.
That's pretty powerful.
It is a powerful message.
Yeah, so like how do you think that connects
Okay.
with the deeper
Theological.
theological meaning of Gaudete Sunday?
Yeah. Well, I think it's all about recognizing that God is with us.
Okay.
Even in those moments of waiting and longing.
Okay.
You know, Gaudete Sunday is ultimately a celebration of the incarnation.
Okay.
The belief that God took on human form
Right.
in Jesus,
Yeah.
bridging the gap between heaven and earth.
Mm-hmm.
And so even when we feel like we're in the dark, even
right.
when we're waiting for something we desperately desire,
Yeah.
we can find comfort
Yep.
in knowing that God is with us
And that God is working.
and that God is working
Yeah.
to bring about his purposes.
And that even in the waiting, there can be joy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think we wrap up here.
Okay.
I want to leave our listeners with a question.
Okay.
How can we embody the spirit of Gaudete Sunday in our own lives?
Yeah.
How can we find that joy?
How we're waiting for something we're looking forward to.
Yeah, maybe it's about celebrating those small victories along the way,
That's a good idea.
or acknowledging the progress we've already made.
Or simply allowing ourselves to feel the anticipation
Yeah.
without letting anxiety overshadow the joy.
Yeah, that's so important.
It is, because often we get so caught up
Yep.
in worrying about what might happen
Yep.
that we forget to enjoy the present moment.
Right.
And the anticipation itself can
Yeah.
be a source of joy.
Absolutely.
So as we move closer to Christmas,
Yeah.
and as we navigate the various Advents in our own lives, let's all try to embody that spirit of Gaudete Sunday.
Yes.
Finding joy in the waiting,
Yeah.
celebrating the promise,
Yes.
and recognizing that the light
is indeed near.
is indeed near.
Yes, it is.
And that's something worth celebrating.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, that was great. Thanks for joining me
Oh, it was my pleasure.
for this deep dive into
Into the joy of Gaudete Sunday.
the joy of Gaudete Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone, thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Celebrate the joy of Christ beneath Gaudete Sunday. Our spirits soar in the love of Jesus forevermore.